Onyonka, you had a point, please proceed.
I wanted to mention to my brother and colleague, Dr. Mutunga. Before I came to the Senate, I used to work with him very closely in the budget committee. So he knows. Dr. Mutunga, what we are asking the KK Alliance, we are not fighting you. We are interrogating your first budget. So we don't know why most of you guys are bitter about it. Allow us to do our job. Our job is to oversight your government. Because you've been telling us how the opposition always fails, the opposition goes and signs handshake. That's why we don't want your handshake. What we want is to oversight you guys and look at the figures and details of where our country is. The point is this, Honorable Mutunga. Nobody today would be discussing this budget if the amount of money you already started spending. You want 50 CSS? Ministers are buying cars for 800 million. You have got Vice President spending 1.5 billion shillings in a period of less than 6 months. You have a president who you have just added another 2 billion on top of what State House is getting. The State House budget, well, we are going to interrogate it, might end up being 41 billion or something like that. What Dr. Mutunga we are saying and what Kenyans are saying is this. We notice that you have not changed your behavior. So stop telling us that what you are giving us is a prescription of wonderful treatment medicine. What we want is for you to reduce your wastage, for you to start acting that you understand that Kenyans are sick and tired of paying taxes. They do not get the right services. You know we have a problem with procurement. You know we have all these issues. And I believe, I'll tell you this, my colleagues here, what Kenyans want is, yes, get what you're asking for. And I know you'll get it. Why? Because you have the state machinery. 2, you have the state largesse. 3, members of parliament don't understand that their responsibility is actually to oversight the government. So you'll get what you want. What we are saying is this. We will be interrogating you and we will be looking at how you spend this money with a tooth comb.
That's okay.
And just wait.
Okay, you love
I don't know why he's feeling uncomfortable with me saying that. We are going to look at how many trips you make. We will be looking at how many times the president travels. And you see all these trips you have made and how he's been going around the world. We are going to monitor and see what he has brought. How many bilateral agreements have come in? How much money have you brought from FAO, where you have an interest? How much money is going to the ASAL regions? How much money is going to poverty eradication? If you are going to start dealing with mega projects, we will interrogate them and we'll tell Kenyans these were projects brought here to steal money because Kenyan leadership steals your money from big projects.
Thank you. Senator, I'll give you the time to respond. Senator, you said you will interrogate, you will check over the excesses of the executive, you will seek accountability. Is it the other party, which is your opponent in power, that accountability process and provision is provided, or that ought to be the discipline that members of parliament ought to practice in any given democracy, ours included?
Leaders in Kenya and in Africa per se don't care whether there's democracy or whether there's dignity in leadership or whether we are going to have leadership that is based on integrity. What leaders in Africa do is to create environments for their advantage, where they basically go into this thing we call primitive accumulation, where everybody wants to become a billionaire. Once that happens, in fact, what some people are saying right now is that what is happening now, the fight, the borrowing, the taxes that are going up, is that people want to raise money for the coming elections. So that by the time in the next 2 to 3 years, you find that now there'll be nobody looking for money for elections. We are then into the campaign mode. So we are a country basically where we do not sit and look at the policies that have been written, that have been actually, in other words, most likely everything that Uhuru Kenyatta was doing, which was agreeable to Raila, to William Ruto, and to Uhuru, now everything is being thrown to the dustbin, and now we have to start new things again.
And individually then, because you have expressed concern about the collective responsibility which is lacking according to you, individually then, were Azimio to form government, say the Kenyan people had accorded you the mandate hypothetically for this debate, and this was a sponsored bill by the Azimio coalition political party. Having read and understood it, the consequences which you have stated here, Would you then stand up to your leader, the coalition leader, Raila Odinga, and say, no, I will reject this individually?
100%.
Okay.
Let me tell you, I'll give you a small example.
Okay, briefly.
Ayub, a small example. I will tell you today, as I'm sitting here, that I think my party leader, Raila Odinga, needs to sit down and come up with 3 points or 5 points, which he wants the Kenyan public to know that's what we stand for. We want him to make sure that we don't change the goalposts. Let us have even only 4 items which we can negotiate for these negotiations.
Okay, which we'll discuss, because that is a matter.
So the point I'm making is, for us in the opposition, we are very comfortable, telling our leader in oversight that, Your Excellency, yes, this position you are taking could be fine, but we are having challenges because our public is saying we don't like the direction you're going. And this is what I wish that the KK Alliance, that those members who are right now actually criticizing this bill, don't get harassed, don't get frustrated, don't get attacked as being anti-KK Alliance, other than just Kenyans who are saying, look, this is what my voters have said, and I think the bill has got challenges, and please make certain we have made certain recommendations, and many of them have come up, by the way, on how you can actually make amendments, and the bill will be just fine.
Thank you. I'll come to you.
We are not saying that the whole bill is bad. No. What we are saying is there are certain things. Look at this housing thing. Surely, why force me to buy a house? I have already, I want to say this, please forgive me. It's not about me as Richard Onyonka. Very many teachers went to their circles many years ago. They're struggling with their debts, with their apartments they have bought. Some of them in the rural areas they have bought. They have taken loans and everything. Why is the president not able to say, those who may want a house will allow you, please give us your 3%. Those who do not want, you don't have to pay.
Okay.